Hello, welcome to another episode of Sports with Monga, and we are reviewing or going back on the game week 32 that has just ended with crazy scenes at Old Trafford, with Manchester United drawing with Liverpool 2-2 at Old Trafford. If you've not checked out the video, do have a look at the video where I go over the game. It was one of those crazy games, that chaotic games that I expected at Manchester United at Old Trafford. Seems that Liverpool can't just win against United this season's any which way after losing in the FA Cup as well. But if you've not checked out that video, I would recommend you go there, look at the video, and do share your comments as well. But before we get into this title race, game week 32 has ended. This is like a preview of what's happened, the scores, the storylines. Advantage Arsenal, definitely. That's why they are on the top. Liverpool next, and then we have Manchester City. If you've not subscribed to the channel yet, guys, I would recommend and plead you to do that. So thank you for subscribing to the channel. Smash the like button, smash that bell icon to be updated on any more videos and content that will be flowing through your way for yourself, for your enjoyment and entertainment over this crazy period of April and May, where the Premier League, in my mind, might be even decided in the last game. And I think it is the Manchester United game that a City will play. That's the game in my mind. The Manchester City game that they will play against United will decide the title. But yeah, anything can happen. Let's jump into it together now. Arsenal, that's why I'm wearing an Arsenal jersey as well. I'm not an Arsenal fan, I'm a Manchester United fan. But then Arsenal are top of the Premier League table right now with a mighty, not a big score, but a mighty score of 71. Yes, that's where they are. 70 point Arsenal, 71 Liverpool, and Manchester City sitting third with 70 points. Let's start with the first game. It was a crazy scene as well. Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, Manchester City, starting the game we had to do with the first game. A very early kickoff, which Pep Guardiola's already said about, like, nobody cares about them. It's FIFA, it's UEFA, it's Premier League. They decide when everybody plays, because of course City did play midweek as well. So it was kind of crazy. They had a late game, late midweek game, and they had the early kickoff as well. And now they head to Europe. They play Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu, and it's going to be a classic and amazing game. Manchester City playing Real Madrid. But Crystal Palace started with a bang with Jean-Philippe Mateta scoring in the 4th minute. But Kevin De Bruyne had other plans, completely different plans, and basically ran the show. 13th minute, 70th minute goal for him, but assisted Erling Haaland for a 66th minute goal as well. Edward did make one goal in the 86th minute, but it was already too late. But Rico Williams already scored in the 47th minute. So at 4-1 is when Edward actually scored this game, and it was a game, set, and match. Manchester, and you know, the game was yesterday, and that was Manchester City moved level with points with Liverpool. Palace were threatening with Jean-Philippe Mateta, who gave them the lead. But Kevin De Bruyne had like a different move to it, definitely. And Erling Haaland bringing up his 100th goal for the club. Can you imagine that? He's been a signing last year. He signed them for last year, and he's just done amazing stuff for them. So it's just crazy to see Manchester City on a roll already. Manchester City, as we've said, will play. They will play they will play Real Madrid next. That's the next game, and I think that's where the interesting things happen here for Manchester City. Tuesday they play Tuesday 9 p.m. kickoff, Central European time, Santiago Bernabeu, and then they have in 4 days they play Luton on a Saturday. I think Saturday they play Luton at the Etihad at home. And then they have the second leg Wednesday, and then they play the FA Cup against Chelsea. So it's a back-to-back. It's every game three days. So Manchester City has a packed schedule back-to-back, but I don't expect them to kind of lose momentum in the Premier League, at least here. Crystal Palace has been chopped off easily by Pep Guardiola's men. Kevin De Bruyne doing the job. Phil Foden was not even the bench. And that's the interesting thing, that he's completely rested for Real Madrid. That means De Bruyne. So, and that's a rotation now you see in the Premier League and in the Champions League, how he wants to play. I would say Foden won't play for Luton as well. But then, it all depends how the Madrid game kind of holds up. And that was the first game of the Premier League, game week 32. And that ended with a good thing for Manchester City, but Arsenal had the game later, the last game of Saturday, and that ended with a 3-0 win for Arsenal and Arteta's men. What a great defensive performance. Gabriel and Saliba are just amazing. They're playing the best football that I've seen from Arsenal, from the defensive lineup. Amazing, amazing game. There was no chance Brighton could. Of course, Brighton and De Zerbi did try, but nothing. There was nothing that could be given away. Brighton 0, Arsenal 3, playing at the American Amex Stadium. Away, Arsenal did the job, which basically made the fact that they were on the top of the Premier League. Bukayo Saka's penalty and Kai Havertz's close-range finish put the Gunners, who had seen Manchester City join Liverpool at the top of the standings with a 4-2 victory of Crystal Palace early on his return. While Arsenal will hope Manchester, and then that's what happened. Manchester did, somebody had to hope, and something happened. Goals from Bukayo Saka, the penalty, Kai Havertz scoring from a very close range, and Leonardo Trossard from a Kai Havertz assist. Kai Havertz seems to be found his mojo for Arsenal, which is good for him, for his development, because he's come under a lot of criticism by his own accord for playing the way he does. But that's kind of helped Arsenal to sit on the top of the Premier League right now. And now the big game, Manchester United to Liverpool to... there's a bold chances. I think Jurgen Klopp will feel they had a chance to win this game multiple times. Bruno Fernandes scoring 50th minute, Kobe Mainoo 67th, beautiful wonder goal. Luis Diaz, 23rd minute, and Mohamed Salah penalty. But this would mean that Liverpool have dropped the first points. They're the first ones to drop the point in the title race. Of course, it's a harder game. They're playing at Old Trafford. But Jurgen Klopp was quick to kind of say that they don't feel the pressure. It all depends on the end of the game, game week 38, where everybody is. What are the points tally at the end of it? Liverpool travel to Atalanta. They play in the Europa League. Sunday they play Crystal Palace. Something Mateta and Eduard might have something for waiting for them. And they play Atlanta again with Fulham, Everton, West Ham, Spurs home, Aston Villa away, and Wolves. So there's a lot of tricky fixtures for Liverpool as well. But Jurgen Klopp and his men have something to prove. It's just the it's the last chance for Jurgen Klopp. He leaves at the end of the season. Can Liverpool do the inevitable and give them the win that they can go with this? And that's the interesting thing. That's what we want to see. Of course, Jurgen Klopp is playing it down. He doesn't want to add the pressure already on these players. Just basically want to give everything. But of course, hopefully they'll have some injuries coming back as well. Jota is a big miss. Yunus has not been clinical at all in front of the goal. And I'm sure that is something that he would want to change as well. But overall, 71 points. Points dropped. The first points drop in the title race by Liverpool. Is it advantage them? Is it advantage Manchester City? Is it advantage Arsenal? In my opinion, it is still advantage Arsenal because they still have, I think they have tricky fixtures as well. Arsenal play Bayern on Tuesday at the Emirates Stadium at home, and then Aston Villa and then away at Allianz Arena, Bayern. Bayern are not playing great in the Bundesliga, but then they might want to change or do something, prove something in the Champions League. Arsenal then face Wolves away, home to Chelsea, Spurs away, Bournemouth and Manchester United away, and then Everton, the last game currently. Crazy scenes, not a lot of fixtures, not a lot of great fixtures, you can say, there for Arsenal. But then Arteta has found his mojo. He is sitting top of the Premier League, and that's what matters. Advantage Arsenal. Drop in the comment section below. Hit the subscribe button. Let me know, what do you think this crazy race is going to look like? Game week 33, who does it switch completely with Manchester City going on top, with Arsenal and Liverpool dropping points? Or do you feel Arsenal will hold the momentum now when they come back? Because they'll have a tricky fixture. They'll be playing Aston Villa. Liverpool, on the other hand, is playing Crystal Palace, and Manchester City is playing Luton. So given the two games, I would still feel Aston Villa is the harder one, but then City are going to wrap them up pretty well. But then that's Manchester City, and can Arsenal do that as well? And also, how does it go in the midweek games in the European clashes? Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think about this title race? Do like this video, guys, if you watched till now. I would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button, smash that like, hit that bell icon to be updated on the next videos. Loads more content coming from Sports with Monga. Thank you for the support, and I'll catch you in the next one.